Is it going?
Yeah, it's going. Okay, go.
Hello, welcome to the tutorial of how to sew a button on to anything you want a button on. I'm not a professional by any means, but if you have the basics, it'll at least help you out with some minor things you need done at home. So I'm going to sew this lovely green button onto this lovely piece of scrap cloth. So not very useful, but just a demo. So I went ahead and threaded my needle, and a quick way to tie it is just to lay it over like this, and go ahead and wrap this around the needle and slide it down, and it'll make a perfect knot at the bottom of your string. It's quite tricky, quite easy. So then you're going to take your cloth or your jeans or your shirt or whatever it is, and you're going to insert the needle right where you want the button. So we'll say right here, and go ahead and pull it all the way through. Then from there, can you see this? From there you're just going to go ahead and put your button on. And this is the tricky part, is getting the button to stay where you want it initially. So you can see this button has 4 holes. So you can either go crosswards with it and make an X, or you can go parallel ways. I'm going to make an X just because that's what I prefer, but it's really just a style choice. So I'm going to go back down through the material in an X-like fashion, come back up through the 3rd hole and go back down, crossing over the very first stitch I made. And you're going to repeat that a couple times until you feel like it's sturdy. There's no definite number of times to do it, it's just until the button is tight enough to deal with actors who like to apparently throw their clothes around by the buttons. So I'm going to do one more until it's stable. And then to end, well, I'm not very good at this. Don't get your string all tangled. So then, now that I have all 4 of the X's done, as you can see here, you're going to come back up through the bottom, and you're actually going to do a technique that raises the button up off of the cloth a little bit, so it's easier to button into the buttonhole. You're going to do this by wrapping your string around the button like this several times, and what that does is it creates space between the button and the cloth. So do that a few times until you feel like there's a good enough space there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do one more big loop, and you're going to tie it through like this to knot it off. And maybe one more just for good measure. Right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and thread back through the bottom. And then you can cut it off. And that's it. There's our lovely button.
I don't know how to stop this.